It was just another late-night broadcast from a quiet, forgotten radio station. One tired voice slicing through the static, a small comfort for the insomniacs and the lonely souls awake in the dead of night. He called his show The Midnight Hour. It wasn't anything fancy, just a mix of old music, half-forgotten stories, and the simple reassurance that someone, somewhere, was out there listening. A shared silence in the dark. Until the calls started coming in. At first, they sounded perfectly normal. A few song requests, a couple of shout-outs. But then, they began to change. The tone shifted. A woman's voice, a frantic whisper cutting through a wall of static, swore she could hear herself on the radio. But it wasn't her talking. It was her screaming. The DJ, trying to keep his composure, checked the feed, the board, everything. There was nothing unusual, just his own voice, steady and calm. But as the minutes bled into the next hour, more calls flooded the line. Each one was more desperate than the last. People from all over town describing the exact same chilling phenomenon. They were hearing their own voices coming through their speakers, begging for help, just seconds before they died. He tried to laugh it off on air, his voice a little tighter than usual, attempting to reassure his listeners and himself that it was all just a prank, a technical glitch. That's when he heard it. Faint, almost lost beneath the music, a recording of his own voice, reading the exact words he was about to say, a half second ahead of him. The phone on the console rang again. He picked it up. This time there was no one on the other end, just the unnerving sound of heavy, ragged breathing. And behind it, a whisper that made his blood run cold. It was his own voice, distorted and low, saying, "You shouldn't have stayed on the air." The soundboard lights began to flicker erratically. The audio meters jumped into the red, even with all channels muted. He glanced at the clock on the wall. The second hand was frozen at 3:33 a.m. He frantically spun the dial, searching for another station, any other signal, but every frequency was filled with the same haunting sound. His own show, looping endlessly, playing back on itself. With trembling hands, he slammed the switch to cut his microphone. The on-air light went dark, but his voice kept broadcasting. It echoed from the studio monitors, a ghostly, automated loop, repeating the same line over and over. Welcome to the midnight hour, where no one ever signs off. And they say, even now, if you tune your radio just right, on a perfectly quiet night when there's no static in the air, you can still hear him, forever broadcasting, forever trying to end a show that never ever ends.